Now, the grandchild rebukes all the possibilities of the grandmother being young and says, "No, we were certain, we were very sure that she had always been as we had known her. Old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older, and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was beautiful." Now, here, when he is differentiating between the word pretty and beautiful, he wants us to say that maybe she was not physically that beautiful. Okay, from that word pretty, he wants to tell us that maybe the grandmother was not physically that attractive, but she had internal beauty. Her soul was pure, and that's why the grandchild considers the grandmother as somebody who is really beautiful. So she may not be pretty, she may not be physically attractive, but she had a beautiful soul, and that is what made her beautiful. And this is done by differentiating between the words pretty and beautiful by the author. Now, the author says that she hobbled about the house in spotless white. She always wore spotless white. Okay, and this is quite symbolic. The spotless white, this phrase is quite symbolic. Why? Because it denotes the purity and a divine presence of the grandmother. The color white is mostly related to peace and divinity. And here in this chapter, we find that the grandmother is also an epitome of peace, calmness, and divine presence. She used to wear white always, and she used to rest one of her hand on her waist to balance her stoop, to balance her bent body, and the other telling the beads of her rosary. As I already told you that she is the epitome of divine presence, you would always find the grandmother telling the beads of her rosary. Now, rosary is a string of beads for keeping count of number of chants made of a religious prayer. So she continuously used to count her beads. You also must have seen your grandmother and grandfathers doing this at home. Okay, when they are praying, they take this rosary in hand and they chant the mantras. Okay, and with each bead, okay, they kind of chant one mantra, and then comes another, and they keep on continuing with their chanting. Now, in that manner only, the grandmother also chanted her hymns or the chants that she used to pray. Now, the author says her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. The author again confirms us that she was somebody who was very beautiful, though her hair was always disorganized, and it was scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face. Puckered again is an aged face, wrinkled face. Okay, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. Yet the author says that she was the most beautiful woman that he has ever seen.